Okay, so Ranger Academy issue 9. Now, there was no Ranger Academy last month in July. This is due to July being a stacked month for Power Rangers comics as it was. I mean, we had the big grand finale for the mainline comics, but usually at the end of every story arc for Ranger Academy, it does take a month off, and usually within that month that it's off, a trade back usually comes out, compiling that story arc. But Ranger Academy is back in August and issue 9 enters its final story arc. So Ranger Academy is only going to be 12 issues long, which is unfortunate because although I was very critical and I wasn't enjoying Ranger Academy when it first started, like I had my grievances with it, I had my complaints with it, I had my criticisms with it, I felt like ever since like the last story arc and we started doing this Mystery of the Green Ranger story arc and Sage's father's past or their adopted father's past with the murdering of the Green Ranger that was corrupted by Dark Spectre to save the Academy was really freaking cool because ever since like the solicitations when Ranger Academy started, they've always built up this mystery between the Green Ranger and why the Green Ranger was so taboo amongst the Academy because of this whole Dark Spectre thing. And now the series is coming to a close, and I feel like that if the series just kept going, we could have had more story arcs, like more mini story arcs with Ranger Academy, and I feel like it could have been a lot of fun, but unfortunately it's coming to an end by the end of the year, I think, and we'll see where it goes. But Ranger Academy issue 9, let's talk about it, let's get into it, and let's discuss it. So last month's issue, we had Tula being expelled from Ranger Academy, and this final story arc, I do like what it's setting up within this very first story arc because there's still the whole Green Ranger mystery. We're getting bits and pieces of Green Ranger lore throughout the issue. We learnt the name of the Green Ranger that was corrupted, that Sage's father had to kill to protect everyone, and it looks like that the next story arc is going to be a retrieval mission, the Tula retrieval story arc, you could call it, in a way, as we're going to have our Ranger cadets travel through space to find her. And I really do like the setup we're having here. We're going to have Mathis or Mathis, we're going to have Lindy, and we're going to have Sage. I'm really hoping that the other Ranger cadets snuck on board as well, because I feel like there's a lot of fun dynamic we can have between all of these characters, and if there's 3 on board already, maybe they can have the other 2, and Tula would be the 6th Ranger, so we would have a group of like 6 Rangers having these space adventures out about in space. Now, one of the characters who is setting off a kind of bit of red flags for me is Nika, one of the teachers at the school, the one that has some history with Sage's father. And maybe it's the big scar on their face that's kind of a warning that this character might be bad news or this character might turn heel and actually they're the villain the whole time. But I don't know, with the amount of information we get from this character and how they're still in touch with Sage's father, mostly to keep tabs on Sage and tell Sage's father about how they're doing, I feel like this character might be set up to be the actual big bad of the story, like the teacher's gone undercover, and maybe this whole time he was corrupted by Dark Spectre the whole time, and that's how Dark Spectre got into the school. That's one of my big brain theories floating around right now, because if you've got Sage and a bunch of other Rangers leaving the Academy, then that does leave it open for Dark Spectre's infection, which is, I think, something that the solicitations have been teasing as the school's going to get infected in like the second last issue when they get back from the big space adventures. But one of the big cliffhangers we had for this issue is Sage's father, Refium, I should just say their name, Rhinoff, I believe their name is, they're sort of like traveling about on this planet and they're fixing up their ship and they hear a noise. And the final panel is, who's there? Who's out there? And you don't find out who's out there because it ends on that cliffhanger. It's the classic cliffhanger of someone's in danger and they're about to be attacked by this unknown force and we won't know who the unknown force is until the next issue. I'm hoping that it's a serious threat and it's not like a dumb fake out, like it's like a space alien or space creature out there. I get the feeling that's going to be the fake out within the fake out. Oh, it's just you, the wildlife of this planet. But then actually it's going to be like a dark specter alien or something like that, or an evil ranger or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm really looking forward to see what this final story arc will bring, because Sage has finally come into her own and she's become a lot more likable recently because of the past couple of issues. It's been a woe is me situation and I feel bad for myself. I'm insecure and stuff like that, which is, you know, your typical teenager sad feelings that we've all been through before. But it did get boring after 3 issues in a row of Sage feeling sorry for themselves and feeling like they don't belong. I feel like this is Sage's moment to step up and be the Green Ranger she can and prove that she's destined to be a Ranger amongst all her peers and stuff like that. So we could have that within the issue. But I'm really curious to see where it's going to go. Apparently Maphis is going to get Dark Spectrified. They're going to get taken under Dark Spectre's influence, so that should be interesting. But then again, I do wonder if characters like Lindy will sort of find a resolve and be a Ranger as well, because Lindy didn't pass the exam, but they'll probably do something heroic. They'll probably trigger something within the Morphin Grid, and they'll become a Ranger probably. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, Ranger Academy looks like it's going to be a lot of fun space adventures moving forward, and I feel like there's a lot more we can uncover with this series as it keeps going. But Ranger Academy, I'm still enjoying reading from time to time. I'm definitely going to pick up all the trades once they're out and read it in one big sitting. But Ranger Academy, a lot of fun, and we'll see where it goes next as we enter the final story arc. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this issue of Ranger Academy? I know Ranger Academy is kind of a mixed bag on the channel. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people don't care for it. But hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes. We've only got a couple more issues left, and we'll see what it leads into, leading up to this big grand finale near the end of the year. So I think Ranger Academy should be wrapped up by December, I think, if solicitations are right and are keeping on track. So we'll see what happens. But what did you guys think of this issue? Tell me down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm out of here. Peace out, take care, and bye.